to the game of the week. So we have a draft again. People seem to like them. My choice for this was the five. So we want to put across the 5 most influential films. So we each pick 5 films that we deem as the most influential in cinema. The order, I didn't cheat, by the way, is me, then Tyler, then Cam, then George. Snake draft as usual. So obviously
I call bullshit,
bro. Do you know what we said? Tyler said this last time. Being last isn't about
being last is actually fine. Yeah, you're right.
You get 2 picks. I believe George won the last draft, and I won the costume one. George won the draft.
Yeah, congrats.
Cam is still winless on everything we've ever done. He's the only one now.
Well, we'll post the
All
poll.
I care about is the podium.
We'll post a poll on Twitter. Who has the cutest child? Gotta be.
There you
Damn,
go.
if I lose that one, I'm screwed.
I think we should say that George isn't allowed to post the story about vote for him. Every time you post, say vote for him. I check.
Just post, go vote on Twitter and see if it's anything.
And
no,
then
every time he does it, I check before and after, and there's suddenly like an influx.
Vote for me.
Just run over.
But I will say this one thing about Cam is Cam. I will not accept, since you're the only one who hasn't won. I will not accept if every week you start doing I'm just picking for me. I'm not picking for votes, because that's fine if you're doing that. But if you start saying that as like a sad boy trope, I'm just picking for me.
Hey, this is all I say. I promise my fan base a podium finish. That's all I'm here for. I'm not here to win. Just here to
Okay.
Last week I tried to win. I'm a little
First,
bummed.
you're last.
I'm a little bummed, but I'm just here for a podium finish. I'm still on Josiah's podium, if we're counting ties, which it seems like they are. So I'm in third there. So we'll take it.
Right, I'll go first.
W.
I am going to put across. People can probably guess this already.
Yeah.
The most influential sci-fi picture of all time, 2001: A Space Odyssey. I will have no debate there.
Can't believe that's your number 1 pick.
I mean, that's influential, but that's not what I thought.
Influential, but for a number 1 pick, that's
yeah. Tyler's up next.
Listen, I love you, Seth. I'm gonna keep it real with you. That's a bad first pick.
So, you wouldn't say that like Interstellar.
It's influential, but there are more influential.
Let's just go Star Wars.
No. It's a good one. Yeah. Wait, Tyler, what?
Star Wars.
That's what you're picking?
Yes.
Yeah, that would have been my second.
Damn big head.
What, were you gonna pick that or something?
Yeah. What do you mean was I gonna pick that or something? I thought it was a lock that you were gonna take something else. I'm taking The Godfather. Influential. It is, but it's
George. I feel like I know
constantly revolved around the best movie.
I cannot believe that the most influential film on the board is still on the board. We would not have the summer blockbuster without Jaws. We would not have merchandising without.
Oh, you were gonna say Transformers. I don't know why. I don't know why.
That is a good pick, but I'd still pick 2001 over. Sorry.
I just respectfully think you're bugging. Just as respectfully as possible.
That's disrespectful. George, go
on. My second pick, and tell me maybe if I'm going for votes here.
I know what it is.
Don't do it.
The Oscars would not take this genre of film seriously if it wasn't for this movie. I'm taking The Dark Knight.
Really?
Reason.
That wasn't even on my. Do you know what? I kind of get where you're coming from.
The Dark Knight changed the landscape. They made people take superhero films seriously. It made the Oscars look at superhero films seriously. It may not be top 5.
A quick note on that though is I feel like somehow the way we publish this draft should be like to tell people to watch it, because I feel like a lot of us are going to have ones where we kind of have to give like a sentence explainer of why it's so influential, where if you just see it on the graphic, you may be like, why are they picking that? I don't know. That's just what I was thinking of. But anyways, go on.
So maybe instead of posting a graphic of just our picks, Cam makes that video he usually makes, and that's the only thing we post.
Okay.
Good idea.
That's fine.
Cameron.
Next up, dude, here's the problem. There are a lot more influential picks, like from way back in the day, started this in cinema. All those movies are boring. Citizen Kane, boring. Fucking Modern Times, say words.
Yeah, but you can't deny the influence.
Shut up. Iron Man. The first Iron Man ushers us into this Marvel Cinematic Universe. Has changed the scope, has changed the scope of movies today. Iron Man. Bitch.
Way as his second pick.
Our back-to-back picks are superhero movies. We're gonna get some pretentious people.
No
picked
way.
out.
Right.
Did
Damn
you pick
right.
An MCU film as your second pick.
I think that's a good pick. I think that's a good pick.
Really?
I think that's a good pick. I think that's a better pick.
No, it's on my list for sure.
George, don't you dare.
I think that's a better pick.
If that's not on your list, you're crazy.
If Iron Man doesn't work, we don't have the Marvel Cinematic Universe. We don't have the DC Extended Universe. Stop it.
Yeah. Piss off.
Good.
No, but bro, like in
Horrible
terms of influence, I don't think that matches 2001 in terms of influence on a genre. Like I don't see that.
I disagree.
Really?
Yeah. In the superhero genre for what it is today, yes.
Yeah, but
Compared to like sci-fi today, yes.
All right, my pick. Let's go with the first Disney feature film, Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs.
Fuck you! I did not think anyone was gonna take that.
I didn't even have. That's a good pick. I didn't even
That's
have
a good
that.
one. I didn't. That's not even on my radar.
I really didn't think anyone was gonna take that.
You wouldn't have Disney.
Did you have that?
Didn't
Yeah, that was gonna be my next pick.
I should have put that down. I didn't have that.
That's horse shit.
I don't particularly like this film. Neither does George. You cannot deny its influence. Wizard of Oz.
That's got to be picked. If that's
I don't particularly like the film. I don't like what went on behind the scenes, but you can't deny its influence in cinema.
I hate the film too, but it was on my list. So you're against it?
Oh yes. Sorry. Oh damn. Do you know what? Jaws was going to be my next pick. So that's quite annoying.
Jaws? You thought Jaws was gonna wait till the third round?
That's bold.
I would have picked it if George didn't.
You're out of your mind. Jaws should have been your first round.
Real people know 2001. Real people. Okay.
Real people. Okay. Ooh.
Down. I'm gonna go for. Again, it's not my favorite film, but I think influence. I think the Matrix is up there.
Okay.
Yeah. It's a good pick.
It is. And Bullet Time has been done like a million times. It's one of the like most influential like shots.
Yeah.
Or iconic, we'll say iconic.
This one might be an interesting pick, but George said The Dark Knight got the committee to finally take comic book movies serious. So finally giving a foreign film a Best Picture, Parasite.
That's a good one. Okay.
Because I feel like not only for the Oscars, but I feel like for like that's like the first like foreign film, like the layman, like the average person, like washed in troves.
Is that influential?
I agree.
I guess it is. Like
no, I agree though. It's like this is gonna sound bad. It's one of my first like foreign films.
Is it impactful? Is it impactful? Is it influential? If that makes sense. That might mean me looking too much into it. But
I don't know. Maybe, but it got me into foreign.
So I don't think that's an influence on cinema. I
definitely
see where Tyler's coming from. Yeah, I get it.
But next up, I think this is an influential movie. It's gotten. I think what George said is movie. The Dark Knight got like people to regard comic book movies as like more than just comic book movies. I think this movie started one of the biggest franchises ever, best franchises ever. And got people to look at fantasy movies more than anything. I'm going with The Lord of the Rings.
Oh, okay.
Not where I thought you were going with that.
Do you know what? I thought you were
going
going somewhere way
really?
up.
Yeah.
I don't know what I was implying.
Is George taking the one that he thought Cam was about to take?
Probably not, just because I don't think anyone's going to take that.
I think it's an honorable mention. Yeah.
I might leave that for an honorable mention, or maybe just a late fifth round pick.
I don't even know what you guys were thinking. Maybe I'm crazy.
Okay.
I don't know what I was thinking. I thought of like an MCU thing, but then Lord of the Rings took me off guard. I like it. That's fine.
I am. I'm between two. They're both in the same genre, though. We would not have Halloween. We would not have Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Yeah.
We wouldn't have Scream without Psycho.
Yeah,
I thought
that was my next one
on the way back. I thought I could get that on the way back.
That was my next one.
I wanted to take that. I figured everyone would have that on their list at least. My next pick. This is difficult. This is because I have one that I want to pick, but I think it might be a stupid pick. So I'm going to go with maybe a sleeper pick, a film that kind of showed the world that you could put these massive, grand scale action sequences on the big screen and make it work. And that is 1959's Ben-Hur.
Yeah.
Oh,
I like
okay.
that.
I think that's a sleeper pick.
I like that.
We're gonna
they had like huge set design, like thousands of extras and stuff. Yeah,
and that's an exact reason why we can't just have a graphic for this episode because I feel like we need the video. Yeah,
I agree.
Fine, we'll have the video, and in the video, I'm gonna say, Modern Times might not get picked, and it's not getting picked here because fuck Modern Times. I don't care if it's influential. I don't care about Citizen Kane. They're not very good. Fine.
Number 4, Cam.
Number 4.
Seth picked 2001 as the first pick.
Man,
I despise you. I hate you. Do you know what's funny? We agree so much.
We do, but we
we're never in the middle.
I don't think this is going to get a lot of votes, but I think it's the best pure action movie ever. And I don't know. I'm not even going to explain it because I don't think it's going to get me votes, but I want it on here as Seven Samurai.
Wow, that's not what
I don't think that's going to have many arguments. I haven't seen it yet, but I think most people would.
God, you haven't seen it.
I don't disagree.
This draft is so funny for Cam because I feel like he's giving these monologues for like 60 seconds for his picks, and it's always nowhere near what I think.
Maybe I'm saying like wrong shit.
Cam, you're surprising me pleasantly. I like it.
That's just what I do, baby.
I'm not gonna lie. I like Cam's lineup right
now. My 4th pick now. This one's gonna disappoint Cam for me picking it, but if you look at like film history,
you already broke my heart.
There was a major turning point after this film came out where people really started to take films seriously in terms of what can be done and what can be put on the big screen. The longest and most expensive film at the time by a mile, Gone with the Wind, 1939.
Yeah, that's
so I was gonna have something.
Don't say it.
Something back then like this.
Okay,
but I don't think I've got
after shitting on so many movies from back then.
I know. I think there are better movies from back then. That's what.
Seth.
Surely this one won't get a lot of disagrees. Like, my choice is going to be All Quiet on the Western Front. Obviously, the 1931, one of the first big anti-war films that it has to be. Surely we all kind of get that one. Okay,
that's on my list.
Is it on your list? Cool.
Yeah, I don't know if I would have picked it. I don't know if it's my top 5. But
in terms of anti-war films, that is one of the earliest big ones. It might have been the earliest big one. Anyway.
I agree.
All right, Seth, last pick.
Really hoping pick makes it.
Yeah, I'm gonna take The Exorcist. In terms of the horror genre, that's hugely influential. I'm gonna take The Exorcist.
So that wasn't. I before I took Psycho, I said I had 2 horror movies. That The Exorcist was not my second one. That was.
You really? You love The Exorcist, though. We spoke about how influential that was.
You might be surprised that I will when we get.
I might not be because I've got a few horrors on here that might be.
When we get to.
God, I don't know where to go with this last pick, but I'll say it's impactful for this reason. If it wasn't for this movie, there would be no end credit scenes in the MCU because this is what single-handedly influenced Kevin Feige. Is Ferris Bueller's Day Off. He credits that movie as the reason that he puts post-credits. He decided to start doing post-credits for all his movies.
I didn't know that. That's a cool fact.
I like that pick.
I thought you were going to say an MCU film.
But I also think it's like it's not just for the post-credit scenes. Like I feel like Ferris Bueller's Day Off is still just like an influential movie in terms of cinema.
Teen. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I get that.
And I really don't know what I want for my last pick, honestly.
If you take my pick, I'll never talk to you again.
I really had no reason to believe Star Wars was going to be gone. So like my list.
Really?
I didn't Star. I mean,
I thought. Well, no, I knew Seth wasn't going to take it, and I thought Tyler was going to God.
That was my second.
Hand up! I maliciously picked it because of you. Hand up! I'll admit to it.
I believe that.
Only
I thought
because
Tyler was.
I'll be honest. Jaws and Star Wars were my top 2. I really thought Seth and Tyler would pick those back to back.
Jaws was truly my number 1, but
yeah, that was my number 1.
Oh man, and I am gonna go with. I don't know, man. I want to go with something like big, blockbuster wise, but I don't know if I have it. Screw it. I'm gonna go with Alien. I think that was fairly.
No, that was Alien. One of mine. I get that. It's fine.
Yeah, I was looking at a list, and if you Google sorry, we'll say this after. You go first, Tyler.
Google most influential.
George finished off.
Sorry, well, you picked Alien.
Yeah.
Alien.
Interesting. That's an interesting pick. Okay, so my last pick. Again, I'm a little surprised that this made it to a 25th pick. We wouldn't have films like Eternal Sunshine and La La Land and Lost in Translation and Her and When Harry Met Sally. Call Me
we
by
would.
Your Name, Titanic,
Yeah, we would.
without Casablanca.
Man,
That was on
that's
my
a good
list.
one. That's a good one, and I
don't know why.
I should have thought of that. That's a good
That
one.
is the OG romance film.
That was on my list.
It kind of showed people that you can put a movie strictly about love and make it work.
Yeah, I get that.
I like that. I like that.
Was that your last pick?
That was my last
That's
pick.
it.
What was the horror you were talking about then?
1922's Nosferatu.
Nosferatu. Yeah, that was on my list.
What movie did you think I was going with in the fantasy?
I have no idea.
I wonder if I thought the same as George.
I forgot what you were saying, what your build-up was.
Yeah,
Do you remember what you said?
I said Lord of the Rings.
No. Before you even
I was
said
just
fantasy,
like it was something about.
I was surprised
made,
when you
like-
said Seven Samurai after you said the greatest
I was.
action film ever. I really thought you were going Die Hard for that one.
I thought you were going to say The Raid for that one. I don't know. I didn't see The Raid.
I was.
I haven't seen it.
No.
That's like
but-
the best choreographed action film ever, but it's not really.
I really want to know what you guys were thinking.
Well,
now,
I was
'cause
thinking,
didn't know what
yeah.
you were
Do you remember the build up you were saying? Because it was something like it was like the first of its kind. Like if it wasn't for this
Yeah.
success, we wouldn't have had the same.
I was thinking. Like,
Yeah, I was thinking X-Men 2000 because I was like, without
That's
that, yeah.
that would have been.
Okay.
I was waiting for someone to pick that.
That was on my list. That was on my
Really?
list because
It's
I
on
think
my
a lot of
list,
people
like the
wrongly
first
credit.
modern superhero.
Right, a lot of people wrongly credit Sam Raimi's first Spider-Man movie as like the
Yeah.
reason we have modern comic book movies, but it's X-Men 2000.
Yeah.
I think
George.
X-Men 2000
You know
is
what was on my list that I thought you would have gone for, or at least hope it's on yours? Evil Dead,
Oh, I didn't even have that.
horror comedy, Evil Dead 2. That
Yeah.
set off.
I didn't
George
even
Romero.
have it on my list.
that's
no,
not
it's
Evil Dead.
Sam Raimi.
No, that's Sam Raimi.
Sam Raimi.
Night of the Living Dead would have been a good pick too. I also had Metropolis. I think Metropolis would have been a better.
I haven't seen it.
That's
science
like so.
fiction
This
pick.
list that I looked up, it's just IMDb's. It has a 2001: A Space Odyssey at 49. It has Metropolis at 3. It's got like Star Wars at 80.
You
or
could
something.
say-
so,
Yeah.
or no,
You-
62. So
You
it
could say
doesn't-
the original Blade Runner, maybe.
yeah. I was thinking that.
Apocalypse Now,
Yeah,
Rear
just-
Window.
You could say any old big movie.
The Good, Bad, and the Ugly in terms of westerns,
Mm-hmm.
making westerns mainstream. That nearly went in mine, but
Yep.
yeah, there was loads of them to be fair. But yeah. Do we want to run through? Did anyone make a note or?
Oh, I did. Yeah, sorry. So the drafts are: Seth had 2001: A Space Odyssey, Wizard of Oz, The Matrix, All Quiet on the Western Front, and The Exorcist. Tyler had Star Wars, Snow White, Parasite, Gone with the Wind, Ferris Bueller's Day Off. I had The Godfather, Iron Man, The Lord of the Rings, Seven Samurai, and Alien. And George had Jaws, The Dark Knight, Psycho, Ben-Hur, and Casablanca.
Cool.
So that's where we're at.
just smells
Brilliant.
like a W coming to mind.
So-
Vote on
wait,
Twitter.
Yep,
What
vote
are we
on
doing?
Twitter.
Twitter or are we doing TikTok?
It's always Twitter.
It's
It's always Twitter.
No, I just meant, are we doing the
I'll
video?
post the video.
yeah,
Yeah.
I'm saying maybe we shouldn't do a graph.
I'll post the video to
Okay, that's
Twitter
fine.
if I can.
Yeah.
So we'll do obviously go over to our Twitter to vote on it, stuff like that. We'll put the draft on there. But yeah, obviously this is the end of episode 9.